The One Piece. It's finally here. After reading the first box set, I can finally read the second one. Today we have a special video because we made it to 10,000 subscribers, and it's all thanks to you guys. I want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart. It literally could not have been done without any of you. So thank you so much. And because of that, we have a special video. I will be reading the entire second One Piece box set while eating like Luffy. Now, what does that mean? Since we reached 10,000 subscribers, I will be eating 10,000 calories in a single day. Now, I have tried this before and I failed. The 10,000 calorie challenge will be mixed in with this video after I read a few volumes. Let's get right into it. Yokoso, my manga society. So starting off with volume 24. 24 starts the Skypiea arc, but in this first volume, we actually get an unexpected crew member joining. We get Robin just like out of nowhere joining the crew. We also meet a bunch of like the monkey gang. We see like a little battle between Masira. So they go to Jaya where they find like a bunch of other pirates like Bellamy. Basically in this volume, they're just trying to find out different information on how to get to Skypiea itself. So volume 25 is where it definitely starts getting a little more interesting. Luffy and the crew meet Cricket, who is kind of the ancestor of Noland, this supposed liar who went to Skypiea. Cricket says he knows how to get to Skypiea, so they're just kind of like trying to find this bird that can help them go to Skypiea. And then elsewhere, we also get a lot of different appearances from Kuma, Doflamingo. We hear about Shanks, we see Whitebeard and Blackbeard as well. Extremely interesting volume. They actually get shot up to Skypiea in this volume. So volume 26 is actually where it starts getting a little crazier with different battles. So after they get to Skypiea, they meet Konis, they meet the Sky Knight, and they meet Pagaya. And so they learn about these different tools that they have in the Skylands. They're called dials, which I'm sure they play like a huge role later on. And they also meet the White Berets. They're kind of like the military of the Sky Islands. And so they get taken off to the altar of sacrifice, and Luffy is trying to find them because they got taken off. And so they meet Satori, who is the Trial of Balls guy. So that's kind of where this volume ends. So volume 27 is where Luffy ends up beating the Satori guy, the ball man, and they learn more about these other vassals, are kind of like the admirals under Eneru, who is this supposed kami. And we also meet the Shandians and Wiper, who is kind of like the clan leader, not really, but is also like very high up there. And we learn about why they're fighting, which is super interesting. And then Luffy and the gang are kind of like on their way to find some gold. Super excited for the next volume. 10,000 calories for 10,000 subscribers starts now. I'll be keeping track of my gear meter, which is essentially how full I am. And so the first location that we're going to is McDonald's. I'm super excited because it's super nostalgic. I love McDonald's breakfast. So let's get right into it. So this is the first meal. I'll put the calories up here. We got 2 sausage egg McMuffins and 2 hash browns here that I'm gonna slam down. It's currently 7:33. So we're gonna start eating both of these here. And these look absolutely fantastic here. Doesn't seem like that much food, honestly. This is what I usually get at McDonald's. Let's go. So we're gonna try one of these. Nice and greasy, just the way I like them.
I never even had one of those because I'm always about the McGriddles. So let us know in the comments, are you a McGriddle fan
or a McMuffin fan or a McBagel fan? That's 1 McMuffin down. That's 1 hash brown down. All right, so we got the last piece of the McDonald's here. Not too bad, honestly. First meal of the day. But I gotta finish this last bite, so I'm gonna gum no throat. So in terms of gearness, I'm still like base level Luffy. I think maybe after Duncan, I'll be at gear 1, but we'll see. The next location is Duncan. Super excited. So we are back with volume 28. 28 was actually just a ton of fighting. We see a Shandian beat a vessel in one go with an impact dial, I believe. Robin is fighting one of the angel soldiers. Nami and the Sky Knight they actually beat these twins. Chopper actually beat a vessel himself too. We get to see a bunch of Chopper, which is always nice for me. And then we learn that Enderu has these lightning powers. We don't actually know like how he got these powers or what they are really, but we just learn a little bit about that. So volume 29, one pretty important thing is Robin finds these poneglyphs, which is super interesting. I think this is the first that we've seen of them. And then everyone is kind of like meeting up in Shandora to like have this like huge fight. And then while they're fighting, Luffy is stuck in this giant serpent's mouth or like stomach. Wiper actually almost kills Enderu, who we learn has the Rumble fruit, but then he's actually able to revive himself, which makes sense. He uses like this lightning, kind of like CPRs himself back to life. So volume 30 was kind of crazy. Luffy makes it onto Enderus's ship. We learn that he's using this giant ship to kind of like, he plans on destroying Skypiea, and then he tries to use like these giant like lightning things on Luffy, but obviously he's a rubber man. But then Luffy just gets like flung off the ship anyways, and then Sanji and Usopp actually come to save Nami, who was like kind of stuck on the ship. And so Luffy is then heading back onto the ship to try to beat Enderus. So volume 31 was also pretty crazy. We get a ton of different backstory between Noland, we had mentioned him earlier in the arc, and then Kalgara, who was he wasn't like a chief, but he was like a warrior of Shandora. And so we get to see Noland save them like multiple times. We finally get to see why Noland is called a liar. We see everything get shot up into the sky and everything, so very interesting. We learn the backstory of the bell, and then it flashes back forward to Enderus kind of destroying Skypiea, and then Luffy trying to get back onto the ship itself. Next up, we have Dunkin' Donuts. I got 2 strawberry frosted donuts, 2 glazed blueberry donuts, and 2 weird looking Long Johns. Let's get into it. I'm super excited. It is currently 8:45 a.m. Let me know down in the comments if you're a fan of sprinkles on your donuts. I am. I like sprinkles. 3 down, 3 to go. 1 more donut to go. So we got the last bite of the last donut. This has been harder than I thought. So this time I'm also gonna gum no throat. And with that, we are done with the donuts. It is currently 9:12. I'm currently about at gear 1 Luffy. I'm feeling it, I'm starting to feel it. Next up, I do have a very nice treat for myself right after we talk about some more One Piece. We are back with volume 32. 32 was the end of the Skypiea arc, and so we are able to see that Luffy is once again able to ring the golden bell. Everyone stops fighting, everything gets a lot more peaceful. Enderu starts going up to the moon for some reason. We get some interesting information. Robin actually finds out that Roger was on Skypiea, which is, yeah, crazy. And so we do get a glimpse of Doflamingo towards the end of the volume, and then Luffy and the gang are on their way to the next island, and they stop at this long island where everything is just like hilariously like dragged out, like super long. And so this Foxy crew gets onto the island, and I think some shenanigans are gonna start up. So volume 33, probably one of my least favorite volumes that I've read in One Piece. I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't wait to get through this volume. They basically just play these Davy back games with the Foxy Pirates. They do this race, they play this like ball game, Zoro and Sanji do, and then Luffy fights the captain. And so, yeah, just a huge crazy bunch of shenanigans. Not gonna lie, I just wanted the story to like progress more. We did see the captain of the Foxy gang have the slow fruit, which was interesting, but overall, yeah, I just wanted to see more story. Now, volume 34, it does get to where I was hoping it would. It's kind of like the start to the next arc. It's called the Water 7 arc. We meet Admiral Aokiji with these crazy ice powers. He kind of like talks down on Robin. And then they do get to the Water 7 city and they meet Mr. Iceberg and the rest of the shipwright crew. I believe they're called Galley Law. We do also meet the Frankie family, super interesting. I've heard a lot of different things. They also learned that the Merry Go might never sail again. So kind of sad to hear, but interested to see where that goes. So next up, we've got an 8-piece bucket from KFC, extra crispy. I've been craving something salty after that sweetness that was Dunkin' Donuts. This will bring us to about over halfway, about 5,500 calories. This is exactly what Luffy would want, so I'm super excited. I know he would be. So I'm now halfway done with this bucket. I've eaten one of each, a breast, a thigh, a leg, and a drumstick. On to the next half. I'm starting to feel it. It's definitely starting to get a little difficult, but we're gonna make it through this bucket. It's not going too well. It's going well, but I'm like dying. I have literally like one piece left.
One piece.
Get it? I feel like I'm like stuck in the desert. I just found like a gold mine with this water. I'm in like Alabasta, like finding crocodile, you know. The last piece. And with this, gum no throat. Honestly, it feels like I'm at gear 4, but
no way.
Dude,
you're gonna have to rest.
I'm gonna lower that down to gear 2 right now. Here's some more One Piece for you guys before we get back into the eating. So volume 35, a ton of different stuff happens. So volume 35, the Frankie family steal all of the money that Luffy and the gang were able to get on Skypiea. So Luffy gets super angry and he actually goes to destroy their house. So Usopp learns that they actually can't sail on the Merry anymore, so he gets extremely angry at Luffy and they get into this huge fight and he actually leaves the crew. After that, Robin actually shoots Mr. Iceberg and we learn that Luffy and the gang were kind of framed by this. Frankie is also mad at them because they destroyed their house. And so we learn that Frankie is a cyborg and he's just kind of like going after them, and then it just gets into this huge fight. In the next volume, volume 36, Galley Law and Frankie fight Luffy, but Luffy gets away. And we learn that there's an assassination attempt. The following night, Robin and the CP9 want to go through with like a total assassination on Mr. Iceberg. This is because they're trying to get this blueprint for this kind of ancient weapon. And yeah, we just kind of like learn this mind-blowing news that the CP9, whoever they are, they're actually the shipwrights of Galley Law undercover, which is it's just kind of like crazy to me. And so we learned that Frankie actually has these blueprints because Mr. Iceberg passed them down to Frankie. They were actually 2 apprentices under the same guy, this guy named Tom. And so they're actually really close, Frankie and Mr. Iceberg. So this then goes into volume 37. We learned that Luffy has the cat fruit, and so he can transform into this, I can't remember what it was, I think it's a leopard. They're able to track down Frankie, who is also with Usopp, and that just goes into Tom, Mr. Iceberg's, and Frankie's backstory from when they were younger. And so we learn who Tom is. Tom is actually this guy who built the ship for Gold Roger, and he also built the sea train that we see in previous volumes. And so this ends with Frankie trying to stop a train, and actually he hates like building boats and his old boats because they cause so much destruction. The Navy actually framed them, and so this actually caused a lot of hatred for Frankie. Snapkin. So it's been a few hours. It is now 3:12. I'm feeling a little better now, and while I watch soccer, I am going to be eating these oatmeal cream pies. There are 12 in here, and I will be eating all 12, but I'll be doing it throughout the game and throughout the day. Let's get right into these oatmeal cream pies. After eating half of the oatmeal cream pies, I'm gonna finish all 6 of the rest of these in one go. Jenga style. Look at that. Now watch this. Now that is an oatmeal cream pie. Wow. Was this a good idea? I don't know. Dude, I feel like this is harder than just eating like 6 individually. And with this, the last bite of the oatmeal cream pies. Gum, gum, no throat! I feel like my full meter right now. I'm definitely at gear 3, super close to gear 4.
But there's still 2 more places or 2 more foods.
2 more foods. But we'll get right to it after I talk about these One Piece volumes. So volume 38, we actually learn the rest of the backstory for Frankie. Frankie, Usopp, and Robin are all being kidnapped on the sea train. They're going to Enies Lobby, a government official island. And so Sanji is actually able to jump on the train, and he's gonna try to fight his way up to Robin and the rest of the crew. Aqua Laguna is gonna hit the city, which is actually this giant tidal wave that hits once a year. And then towards the end of the volume, we see that Luffy and the rest of the gang are actually on this separate prototype sea train, trying to make their way up to the CP9 government officials train. So volume 39, Sanji makes it to Usopp and Frankie. They get let go, he unties them. They're kind of fighting their way up to Robin at this point. Sanji fights this ramen guy. Frankie's actually fighting this like sea otter type guy, Nero, I believe his name is. And so they actually almost save Robin, which is pretty surprising, but they do make it to the island Enies Lobby. So does Luffy though. Luffy just shoots off the train into the middle of a ton of different government officials, and so he's gonna try to fight them all. So volume 40 is kind of where it starts picking up with a lot of the fighting. Luffy and the rest of the crew are kind of like invading the island. 2 CP9 members actually eat a bunch of devil fruit, so they're just gonna get that much stronger. And we actually see Luffy use Gear 2 for the very first time in the manga. Super exciting. I've been kind of waiting for it, and it's kind of surprising that it happens so late in the manga. But he does beat the Door fruit guy and makes it to the Tower of Law. So it is currently 7:28, and we have an entire DiGiorno's pizza, 3 meat, stuffed crust cheese. This is the last meal, technically. I have some other treats in store for us. We are gonna eat half of this pizza. I'm honestly feeling really good right now. I feel like I could knock this out in like 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes, I scarfed this down. I was actually, oddly enough, feeling a little hungry. I'm gonna go get the treat right now, scarf that down. We are now back with a Wendy's Frosty. It's a vanilla Frosty with banana swirl flavoring, which is super interesting. I guess it's a part of their Minions collab. And with that, I've finished this large Frosty. I'm gonna wait a little bit to eat the rest of the pizza and that treat. I'll see you guys then. So volume 41 was pretty interesting because the entire crew is able to make it to Robin. They're trying to rescue her. And we go into a little bit about her backstory, about sort of the archaeologists, about her island, and then her island got the Buster called on it, and so the entire island was just absolutely destroyed. After that, we do get a flash forward back to where we are. Robin says she wants to live, and so the crew is gonna do everything that they can to save Robin. And Frankie actually destroys the Pluton blueprints. I was actually not expecting this at all, so super interesting volume. Volume 42 just gets into a ton of different fights between the Straw Hat Gang and the CP9. One of my favorite things about this volume is the giraffe man. He turns into a giraffe. It's kind of crazy, it's super funny. But yeah, there's also a wolf guy and a bubble girl, and Nami's trying to fight the bubble girl. Zoro and Usopp are trying to fight the wolf man and the giraffe man. And then we also see Chopper go a little crazy. I was not expecting this. I didn't think he had like an extra form, but it was pretty wild. We do hear, we don't see it, but we hear a little glimpse of Gear 3. So that's super interesting. But Luffy uses Gear 3 to break down this door, and then he makes it to Lucy, and they're gonna start a fight. It's gonna be a little crazy, I think. And then we do see the Buster Call button pressed, and the whole Navy and stuff are gonna show up soon. So a little insane. So volume 43, it just continues a lot of the fights. Nothing too like insane. Sanji beats the Wolfman, Zoro beats the Giraffe Man, Nami beats the Bubble Girl, and they actually make it to where Robin is. She almost crosses the giant gate, and Usopp is actually able to snipe this. It was such a crazy snipe across this long distance using this new weapon. It's kind of crazy, but after that, we are able to see that Luffy, it's kind of been like ramping up to this Luffy versus Lucy fight. So it is currently about 9 o'clock. I'm gonna eat the second half of this pizza and then finish it off with my last treat. We got the last piece, the very last piece of the pizza, but I'm gonna gum no throat. And with that, the pizza is done. I have one more small thing to eat. It is currently 11:13. So we are about to eat the very last thing of the 10,000 calories. It is a Junior Vanilla Frosty. Really small, really tiny, but it has to be done. This will put us over to the 10,000 calories. So let's get right into it. So now we have the final spoonful of the 10,000 calories. And with this, gum no throat. And we are done. We are done. 10,000 calories. There were times where I didn't think this was gonna be possible today. I am now at Gear 4 Luffy. Let's get into the last of the One Piece reading. So we're getting towards the end of the Water 7 arc. We see Luffy fight Lucy, and he uses Gear 2 and Gear 3. I didn't know that they were gonna be used in the same arc. I thought this would be used like maybe in like a few arcs, but I didn't think Gear 3 would be used so early. And so we see Luffy fight Lucy. He does defeat Lucy, and they are able to escape on the merry-go. We learned that Mr. Iceberg actually repaired it a little bit and then sent it off, and so we do get this very emotional send-off from the merry-go at the end of the volume. So Sad to see it go, but interested to see what happens. Volume 45 is actually the last volume of the Water 7 arc. We see Frankie build them the Thousand Sunny, the new crazy ship. And so it's exciting to see. I can't wait to see what kind of capabilities it has. It's definitely a super cool design. And then we also see Garp show up and learn that he's Luffy's grandpa. Kind of insane. We also see Kobe. We get a callback for what happened at the beginning of One Piece. And we actually learn who Luffy's dad is. I actually didn't know that was gonna happen. We also see Shanks meet up with Whitebeard, and then we also see Ace starting to fight Blackbeard. Volume 46, the final volume of the box set. Pretty interesting. We do get to see a little bit of the fight between Ace and Blackbeard, which is kind of crazy. It does show the Straw Hat crew trying to get to the next island, but they do find Thriller Bark, which they learn later is actually a ship. It's not really an island. But they meet Brook. I didn't know he was also met this early because Frankie also joined the crew. And so they meet this doctor who Chopper is extremely excited about. But like I mentioned, they kind of learn that this is like a giant ship, and the crew on that ship is actually extremely strong. So that's kind of like where it ends. We meet a bunch of the crew of Thriller Bark. And yeah, it's just kind of interesting because I can't wait to finish Thriller Bark. I know it's not too long of an arc, but can't wait to get into the rest of it. And so there we have it. We have read the entirety of the second One Piece box set. What were my thoughts? So I enjoyed Skypiea. I definitely enjoyed Water 7 as well, but I do feel like it was a little dragged on. I feel like it was a little too long. I feel like that happens a lot with the older shonens where some of the fights just go on for way too long. But I'm excited to get into Thriller Bark. Yeah, overall, I definitely enjoyed it. I'm enjoying One Piece. We are almost to volume 50, which is almost kind of like halfway through what's currently out. It's kind of crazy. And we also finished the 10,000 calorie challenge, which is insane. I almost felt like I had to like puke, so it was a little crazy. Luffy, you're insane. However much you eat is crazy. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you again for 10,000 subscribers. Absolutely insane. From the bottom of my heart, literally could not happen without any of you. And so thank you, Goblin, for always helping me with the videos. I think that's it. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see a One Piece box set 3 video in the future, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to join the Manga Society today. And as always, this world is cruel, but at least we have manga.